2009 Ford F-150. Got the code in it for a, oh, no angle right here. P0130 O2 sensor, bank 1, sensor 1. That one's just because I haven't done the drive cycle on it. So what that is it's your O2 sensor on your cylinder 1, which is on this side, on the passenger side. It's your number 1 cylinder right there, and it is your first O2 sensor down there, and it's on the back side. It points towards the engine. I'm gonna get it up in the air here and show you what I'm talking about here and how I got it out. It's quite difficult. You can do this on the ground. I'm just choosing to use my lift because I have a lift here. Got her up in the air, and this is how I got this one out. So anytime I deal with exhaust, I have an oiling can, put just regular motor oil in it, and I just squirt it all over whatever I'm working on while the vehicle's running, and I let it get really hot, and I keep squirting it on there a few times and let it just soak into the threads. Makes it to where you can get it out a lot easier. It's worked really well for me over the years, and it almost never breaks a bolt either. Anyways, so there's the sensor right there, the front one above the cat, not this one in the middle, not that one. It's this one right here. I've already changed it out. If you follow that line back here, it goes back to this connector. Connector was a little difficult to get to. I actually had to reach my arm through here. There's a little cavity around here. I actually had to go on the other side of that transmission support bar and stick my arm through here, and then reach around and be able to push the unlock button while with the other hand going up through here and grabbing that wire and pulling it apart. And then just kind of the same process for putting it back in. Anyways, it's real tight between this dipstick tube and this breather tube right there to get that guy out. So what I ended up doing is took my 22 millimeter wrench, which, yeah, 22 millimeter wrench. Kind of had to beat them on there a little bit because it's a little bit small. But then I loosened them up, got them just a quarter of a turn loose, and then I took a snap-on wrench, or not snap-on, sorry, a Duralast AutoZone wrench. Bought it 7/8 is the actual size it needs to be, and cut it in half. That way I could get up there and I could turn it around up in there, back and forth. It took some time, but it does fit up in there. It's gonna be really hard for me to show you, but it does fit up in here. And it was enough to twist it, and I just went around the top of the cat and then dropped it out this side and did that several times until it came out. And then I put the new one in there and twisted it down as much as I can with my hand. It was pretty tight, it kind of hurt, but I got it in there enough with my hand, and then I got it tight a little bit with this guy, with the cutoff guy, and then I just took my 22 and I just kept going back and forth with it until it was nice and tight. And then I, just for the little extra, mine was a little bit long to do it, so I had to grab my shorter 22 and just took a hammer to it and tapped it a little bit tighter and tightened it up, and then plugged it in. Yeah, that's how I did it on this 2009. They really kind of didn't really set you up to do that very easily. I didn't have to take out the inner fender or anything like that. Didn't have to take off anything else. Just did it right there like that. You can probably push this tube back a little bit. It's just a breather tube. Just be careful because it can break up there at that point. Also, here's the part number on that. Bosch, it's the factory one that they used. Always go factory.